your host, Melissa Paul, and we have a treat for you because over the past few months, you may have seen segments of Idaho's Greatest Game Show here on Idaho Today. And well, now you get to see all 3 challenges of the show back to back because it's an Idaho's Greatest Game Show takeover. Yeah. And if you're not familiar and you're wondering, well, what exactly is Idaho's Greatest Game Show? Lucky enough, we got this guy. It's Cohen. He's one of the show's creators. So explain, Cohen.
Yeah, Melissa. So Idaho's Greatest Game Show is something me and Brad Miller came up with. He's a fellow videographer here for Idaho Today. And we wanted to show off the ingenuity and fun and everything that makes Idaho, Idaho in sort of a game show format. So we challenged Callie and Daniel, who are the 2 producers on Idaho Today, to this contest. It's going to be 3 different challenges. Show off, what do they got? And these challenges, we've previously filmed them already, but Daniel and Callie, we filmed them separately, so they have no idea how each other did, and we're going to get to see that today.
Okay, all right, and they're vying for something really special. Why don't we show everybody what it is?
This is Idaho's Greatest Trophy. The winner of this show will win this trophy and all the honor that goes with that.
Oh, and it's a huge honor. All right, Cohen, thank you for catching us up. And you know what? I think it's time that we take a look at this because let's get the first challenge started, right?
Let's do it.
Okay.
First challenge is going to be a little sort of like some acrostic action. So we have I-D-A-H-O, Idaho right there. And so I'm going to yell out a category, and then you're going to have to fill in all of those categories. Your first category is animals. And Callie has won. Callie wins the first round. Your second category is going to be professions. Obstetrician, did you write obstetrician for O, Callie?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I'm not that good. You know what? I did it.
Okay, Callie wins again. Your final category coming up is going to be ingredients, like food ingredients. Let's test their culinary knowledge here. A little slower on this one than a couple of the other categories.
Done.
Oh,
Daniel wins.
It.
Callie, keep finishing. Keep
going.
Finish those out. You got to
okay,
complete
okay.
at least. These ingredients you've written down are going to play a key role in your next challenge.
No.
The next challenge is going to be called the Chef State, in which the 2 challengers will have to create a dish using all 5 ingredients that they have written down. All right, we have retrieved the groceries, and now it's time for the bake-off. And who better to help with our bake-off than Idaho Today chef Angie Battle. Callie, your ingredients are ice, dark chocolate, apple, horseradish, and orange. How do you feel about those choices?
I feel very sorry that you guys have to eat whatever I make.
Me too.
The plan is I'm going to make a cake, and then I'm going to top it with some sliced apples cooked in a little sugar, orange juice, and horseradish, with a little dark chocolate glaze, I guess.
Where does the ice come in?
See, that's what
I can tell you exactly where the ice comes in. You see, this cake requires water. And you know what ice is? I'm gonna melt the ice.
Callie, you have half an hour on the clock.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, begin. So, Angie, what do you think about the decision to go with a cake here? It seems like she went with some fruity and sweet items, so it seems like the no-brainer to me.
We could get a good cake out of this. However, I'm a little skeptical how the horseradish is going to come into it.
I want to be able to taste the horseradish. If I'm not tasting horseradish, I don't think she's incorporated that ingredient.
I'm actually a decent baker. I have more faith in my baking abilities than Daniel's. I'm gonna make the cake pretty thin because I want it to cook fast.
All right, going in the oven. She still has 21 minutes on the clock. I think she's doing pretty well here, Angie.
The trick is, how is she going to get that fruit concoction to come together?
Angie, I like apples. I like oranges. Do you think they're gonna go well together as a flavor profile?
I think so.
Horseradish going in from Callie here. Oh, it's coming in thick. We have 10 minutes left here.
I need to figure out how I'm incorporating this dark chocolate. I don't know if I want to put the dark chocolate in there and make it chocolate too, or if I want to drizzle some chocolate over the top.
This could make or break what Callie's got going here, her decision with the chocolate.
Now you guys have made it harder. I don't know what to do.
Oh, her cake looks nice and puffy.
Sticking the knife in to test doneness.
Good.
It's
Clean.
done.
We're good to go.
Nice.
Hallelujah.
So now she has 6 minutes to plate this.
You know what? We're doing it. We're going. We're going in. The dark chocolate is going in the sauce.
Could be questionable. I don't know how well moisture and chocolate works together,
Oh,
but
that's actually a good point. You know, I always watched Chopped and was like, I could never. Look at me go.
Callie, you have 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Callie gets it in time.
Wow. You know, it doesn't look as blobby as I thought it would.
I like how the apples are
Yes.
nicely laid across the top.
Bottoms up.
You can definitely taste the apples and oranges. Don't know about the ice. In terms of taste, it's definitely eatable, right?
Yes, yes, it is. And I actually do get a very slight hint of the bitter horseradish and the chocolate glaze.
Pretty good on all accounts. Probably the weakness is the incorporation, but it's not bad. For this challenge, you selected icing, Doritos, apple, hops, and orange.
Selected is a strong word. I was tricked into choosing those ingredients.
Daniel, what are you going to be making for us today?
I'm also going to be making a cake.
But you have gone to forego the cake mix.
Yes. I'm going to be making my own cake mix.
I'd love to see you try. You have 30 minutes on the clock. Daniel, your time starts now.
One thing about baking, it's nothing is exact.
Baking is an exact science. I think you're referring to cooking.
Yes. Oh, geez. To soften it up a little bit, I'm going to pour some of the light beer in there, just to you know, make it more of a batter texture and less of a dough texture. Squeeze some orange juice in there. As that's mixing up in the batter, I'm going to put chunks of apple.
So I noticed, Cohen, he's not cutting out the core of the apple, he's just picking out the seeds.
Oh, so we have apple core.
We
in our
might
cake.
have a little bit more crunch than you're anticipating.
I think you can't get better than just sheer intuition, you know?
So can we talk about, now that the cake's in the oven,
Absolutely.
did you add any baking powder to your cake?
No, I did not.
Okay, so, you know, there is some natural yeast in the beer. Hopefully that will make it work.
I'm actually going to crush up Doritos into like a dust and incorporate it into the icing.
Yeah, like a Mexican chocolate.
Exactly.
Of sorts. Oh, Daniel, you look gourmet now.
Daniel, you have 7 minutes remaining.
Actually, it's looking not half bad.
All right, Daniel, you have just 90 seconds to plate this cake.
Okay. Let's see how this goes.
The liquid just ran down the middle of the spatula.
Daniel, you have just 60 seconds left. It has not been plated yet. Daniel, you have 15 seconds left.
Ow, that's hot.
3, 2, 1. Step away from the plates. Oh, wow. That is horrible. That's really bad. I do like the Dorito frosting. Everything else is horrendous.
It definitely does not do it for me.
Angie, I think we can pretty easily decide on who won.
Callie is the winner.
So, after 2 competitions, Callie is now leading 2-0. Tune in next time for more great action on Idaho's greatest game show.
Can something be legally inedible? Well, I think we just found out. All right, so we've seen the outcome of the first competition of Idaho's greatest game show, and it was just delicious. But there are actually 2 more challenges. So it's still anybody's game. Who's going to be the winner? Challenge number 2 is coming up next. And welcome back to a special edition of Idaho Today with a takeover of Idaho's greatest game show. We just saw Callie and Daniel in the opening of the first round of the game show. And joining us right now, we have one of the creators, actually, of Idaho's greatest game show, Cohen. We want to hear about what we just saw. So you guys had a bake-off with some really interesting ingredients,
Yes,
right?
we did.
Okay.
And I won. I am the winner.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you
think
are.
that was pretty clear. Yeah.
I definitely had the advantage in this particular challenge. Future
Okay.
challenges, Daniel might have the advantage.
And
but-
for those who, though, may have missed the first challenge, what happened was they were kind of, I have to admit, Cohen, they were kind of tricked into selecting
They were.
some ingredients and had no idea it was actually going to go into this bake-off together. Daniel chose Doritos
And beer
Hops.
and apple.
we
yeah,
both picked
apples.
apples and oranges, which I thought was
Yeah.
funny. So
Yes.
we did have a common ingredient.
Yeah.
But
I liked how confident
was a
Daniel
mess.
was. Daniel was very confident about his recipe until it came out that it was kind of like a molten lava cake.
It was an unintentional lava cake.
Yeah, it was tough. It was
Because,
tough
well,
to
you
see.
cranked up the oven to 400 degrees, which you cooked the outside, but not the inside of the cake.
Sure. Yeah.
a little overconfident,
Yeah,
maybe.
a little,
Yes.
a little, just a
Yes,
a little.
All right, and then Cohen, really quick, what was it like eating the food though? Because you had to sample. some of these.
Callie's was perfectly lovely, and
Oh,
Daniel's was the health hazard. I don't think you're supposed to eat raw eggs, despite what some fitness gurus might say.
All right, so at the end of the first competition, we have Lovely and Health Hazard has been our official titles coming out of that. We're going into competition 2, so what can we expect here,
Yeah, so
Cohen?
for our next competition, we want to get Callie and Daniel some fresh air and some exercise in Idaho's great outdoors.
All right,
Take a
let's
look.
check it out.
Today we're at Boise's beautiful Simplot Hill, where Callie and Daniel will have to get a beach ball towards the top of it, where we've put a pool noodle. Now there's going to be a little bit of a twist here because one of their hands will be tied to one of these objects over here. And, oh yeah, it's not exactly a normal sized beach ball. This is the Simplot Speed Run. Good morning, Daniel.
Morning, what's up?
Callie, good morning.
Good morning.
You're gonna have to get that beach ball up to that pool noodle up on the hill.
Okay.
And there's a twist. Your right hand,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna tape that to one of these objects right here.
What? Oh my gosh.
So you get to choose which object you would like to assist in this challenge.
How were any of these helpful?
Hula hoop seems useless.
The oven mitt.
All right,
This is probably the best choice, I think.
that's gonna have to remain in your hand the whole time. Daniel, are you ready?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, go.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is awful.
Oh my word.
I'm trying to use this thing to my advantage, but I'm not sure I'm doing it well. Where is it at? Oh my gosh, it's so far.
Got a little bank here. Gotta adjust. It's a big hill. Whew. It's so high up there. Oh my word. Oh.
I did it.
Yeah, I'd never climbed Simplot Hill before, so that was a lot higher than I was expecting it to be.
Halfway through, I was like, I should have deflated the ball. But I had already committed to pushing the ball up the hill, so I doubled down on that.
But we're up here, and it's a very nice lookout. I'm enjoying the views. Probably gonna win. You know, I'm looking forward to a victory.
That was my workout for the day. I don't have to work out now.
What was that, Cohen?
You know, you gotta add a little flair here and there. Callie, I was actually really impressed by your consistent effort up that mountain, and you came in with a time of 5:15, which I thought was really
Okay, that's not
impressive.
bad.
That's pretty good.
Slightly less good than Daniel's time of 2:25.
What?
So
Dang
yeah,
it.
Daniel really
Yeah,
crushed that
Alright.
workout.
I was cooking up there, yeah.
He had the advantage on that. Just a little more athletic than me, I would say.
Callie, you were talking about potentially having a different strategy, though.
I realized after the fact that I should have just deflated the ball and just carried the deflated ball up the hill, and I would have been
you're
able
so
to do that a lot
smart.
faster because Bradley was giving me, he was like, why don't you try and like hit it like you can see Daniel did at the end, and it would land right in front of it. It didn't work.
That was so nice, though. So they're trying to assist you in at
tried.
least
He
having
tried.
some
He saw how much
form
I
of
struggled.
success. All right. Okay. So we just saw apparently Callie won the first competition through the baking. Daniel just won the physical challenge. Coming up next, we have one more competition. We're going to figure out who's going to win the trophy. So make sure you stick around. Ooh, isn't it beautiful? And welcome back to a special edition of Idaho Today. We've gotten a takeover from Idaho's Greatest Game Show where producers Callie and Daniel are deadlocked at 1. So the winner of this final challenge is going to win Idaho's greatest trophy.
Indeed, Melissa, the final challenge involves some Idaho trivia where the contestants needed to pay very close attention. And you can play along at home if you want to, see if you're better than either Callie or Daniel. When we were recording this, we told Callie and Daniel that our equipment was sort of malfunctioning and that we weren't recording yet. We were lying. Take a look. Dude, my bed is not big enough for me anymore. I don't think I can do the full.
Oh, wait, you're getting too huge?
I like your hair, by the way.
Thanks.
I like the purple sliver. I think that's my favorite part.
Yeah. I try and keep a little bit of it up here. It's hard for the blue. The blue kind of takes it over when I do it, but.
I was looking at like queen versus king.
Okay.
Dude, a king is 22 inches wider than a full, but a queen is only 6 inches wider.
A king bed's basically a square.
I was listening to a song, I think it's called like The Girl with Purple Hair yesterday. Reminded me of you. It's by this really weird group. They're called Astral Bazaar. So if you're really into like Finnish progressive rock, psychedelic rock, check them out.
Finnish progressive rock. Can't say I have ever listened to Finnish progressive rock.
Might be based a little bit on you.
Definitely.
It's your third and final challenge here on Idaho's Greatest Game Show. We've had physical, we've had creativity. Are you ready for some trivia?
Oh, yikes. Okay, I guess. All right, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely I am.
You're gonna have to pay really close attention to this video.
Shoshone Falls, located just outside of Twin Falls, is one of the crown jewels of Idaho. It is 212 feet tall and 900 feet wide. That is an intense sight to behold. The falls carry 600,000 cubic feet of Snake River water every minute over their massive edges. That is the equivalent of 7 Olympic-sized swimming pools. The falls were created quite recently and suddenly, from a geological point of view, that is, during the Great Bonneville Flood during the Pleistocene Ice Age 15,000 years ago, when 1,100 cubic miles of Lake Bonneville lake water carved through the Snake River Canyon in a matter of weeks. The falls are named for the Shoshone Lemhi, who lived on the vast runs of the salmon that roam the river. But today, 250,000 vehicles enter the state park each year, both to visit the powerful falls and to see the site of Evel Knievel's 1974 failed jump over the Snake River Canyon. You got all that, Callie and Daniel?
How did you get Melissa to do that? That's, jeez.
I'm scared.
All right, Callie, now it's time for some trivia. We're gonna ask you questions based on the video you just watched. So you should be able to answer them because you just watched that video. What city did Melissa say Shoshone Falls was located right outside of?
Twin Falls.
Correct.
Twin Falls, Idaho.
Correct. How many feet wide is Shoshone Falls?
212.
Incorrect, that's how feet tall it is.
Oh,
900?
Correct. What color of dress was Melissa wearing in that video?
Red.
I'll take red. Pink salmon also would have worked, but red does count. What kind of jacket was Melissa wearing during that video?
She was wearing a jean jacket.
Correct.
Yeah.
True or false? Shoshone Falls carries 600,000 tons of water over its edges every second.
True.
False. That's per minute. That's per minute.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
That's false. That's false.
What year did Evel Knievel jump over the Snake River Canyon unsuccessfully?
1974.
Correct. What country is the band Astral Bazaar, who wrote The Girl with Purple Hair, from?
Well, you described it as Swedish. Finnish progressive rock. Can't say I have ever listened to
Finnish progressive rock.
So I'm gonna go with Sweden.
Sweden is incorrect. It was Finnish.
Oh, dang it!
How many inches wider is a king mattress when compared to a queen mattress?
22.
Incorrect. That's compared to a full. It is 16 inches wider than a queen mattress.
Oh, okay.
So before the break, we saw that was a trivia package, and that turned out to be a tie. So here's your tiebreaker on Idaho's Greatest Game Show. All right, and your last question. Melissa described the Pleistocene Ice Age, which occurred about 15,000 years ago. Please spell Pleistocene.
Can I have a piece of paper?
You cannot.
P-L-I-S-T-I-S-C-E-N-E.
P-L-Y-S-C-T-E-C-I-N-E.
So, Callie was slightly closer. She got one less letter wrong in the spelling of
Callie is
Pleistocene.
the winner of Idaho's Greatest Game Show. Congratulations!
I would like
Thanks
to
for
thank
watching.
everyone.
All people.